Hey, how's it going? I have a Tesoro Cibola here, and I have a test bed behind me that's got approximately 30 targets in it. And what I want to do today is get a good test done with this, just to show people how well it'll function. It's a pretty simple turn on and go detector. You got your threshold, your sensitivity, and then your discrimination. And you do have a pinpoint, and then you have 3 frequencies to change it if it interferes with other detectors. We're going to go ahead and get started on this test bed that I got behind me, and I'll be doing a lot of detectors on it, so it'll be a good comparison to see which ones are better than the others. We'll go ahead and we'll get started. Alright, here's my test bed. Like I said, I got over 30 targets, and then I got some in a jar, some real small ones for like simulation of gold and some actual gold. But we're going to get start up there at the end, and I'll describe off what it is and see if it hits it. Like I said, this is a turn on and go detector. I'm going to crank it all the way up and then back down till it quits chattering. I'm going to run the threshold all the way up to aid in picking up the signals, but you lose your pinpoint. But with these, you don't even need a pinpoint, so it's basically the ground balance is preset on it. So the first target we got here is a quarter at 4 inches, hits it both ways. Second target is a quarter at 7. It's not hitting it. The third target, quarter at 10 inches. Of course, it's not hitting that at all. Next target is a dime at 4.5 inches. Hits it both ways. And then a dime at 8 inches. It's trying to hit a dime at 8, which ain't bad. Next one is a nickel at 6. No problem there. A nickel at 8 inches. It's hitting that too. And keep in mind, I got my discrimination is turned pretty much all the way up right now. This next test is a copper penny at 2 inches. Discrimination all the way up. Did good. A zinc penny, you notice it's 2 inches. It's not even picking it up. I'll turn that discrimination down a little. So it does a real good job of separating out copper and zinc. This one here is a silver ring at 6 inches. It's hitting it, but barely. And then down here is a Morgan dollar at 11. Nothing. Final test for this row is a brass candle holder at 15 inches deep. Nothing there. Now this next test is a bottle cap at 4 inches. Doing a pretty good job of blocking it all the way out. Not too bad. Very next test in the second row is a dime with 4 rusty nails all the way around it. You wouldn't dig that. This next test is a 25-cent piece with 3 inches deep with a big nail by it. Got discrimination turned all the way up. Nothing there though. Then for the next one, there's 2 pull tabs, 3 inches deep. Separation is just great there, or discrimination. If I turn that down, pulls it in. Number 5 is basically can slaw, cut off pop can. Got discrimination all the way up. It's pulling it in as a coin. The 6th one, a quarter on end at 4 inches. Hitting it good that way. And that way. Next one here is a dime at 4 inches with 2 rusty nails above it. Discrimination's all the way up. Hits it good one way but not the other. This next one is a 1 cent, a nickel, and then a dime, 4 inches deep, and they're all 2 inches apart. I'll start out with discrimination all the way up. That recovery's kind of hurting there. If I were to turn it down to pull in that nickel, just below a nickel, we'll discriminate out that nickel, go slow. Nickel's right in the middle, quarter, and then a penny. Or I'm sorry, the dime. Dime, penny. So it ain't doing too bad there. Alright, this next one is a penny and a dime with 7 nails around them. You got discrimination turned up, nothing. You wouldn't dig that. But they are there. If you go real slow, it does pick them up. And then the last one I'll even try is a quarter at 12 inches deep. Must be something right in here, chirping. Didn't think you'd get that. Alright, these last 3 at 2.5 inches is a 22 bullet. The lead. Discrimination up real well. And this one here is a dime at 4 inches with 5 nails at 2 inches above them. It's trying. I'd say that's a no-go. And then a dime at 11. Nothing. Alright, for these last set of tests, these are the smaller items. That, what you're looking at is a stony meteor, or I'm sorry, this is a metallic meteorite. Very small. We'll see if that hits. Nothing. Now if I were to turn pinpoint on, it hits it. This next test is a stony meteorite that actually fell in Wisconsin. We'll see if, my guess, there's no way it's going to hit it if it didn't hit that metal one. Pinpoint. You can barely pick it up pinpointing. Now this one here is actually a grain of 24 karat gold. If I can get the camera to focus in. That's 1 grain, which is, trust me, that's smaller than unreal how small that is. So we're going to turn discrimination down. It's picking it up at probably a full 2 inches. We're going to turn discrimination up halfway. It's trying, but that's pretty good actually for 1 grain of gold. But to show you how small that is, there's my finger. Paper thin. Now for this next test, I have 3 pieces of copper. A real small one that's, I'd say, 1/10 the size of that grain of gold. And then they work their way down. So I'm going to hold the metal detector up, and we're going to start with the big one. It's hitting it right there at about an inch away. Now the next size down. A little bit faint, but it does hit it. Turn threshold all the way up. Actually pretty damn good. Now for that smallest piece, if you can't hear that, it is hitting it. So that's pretty good. Well, so all in all, it hit about a 36 out of 66 total score. Like I said, I'll test other detectors, but depth on this is not incredible, even with threshold turned up and maxing out sensitivity. But one is, it's a turn on and go detector, just incredible feel in your hands, and very reliable. Overall, it's not too bad of a detector, but you're looking at, I'd say, tops around 7 to 8 inches most. Separation's real good. Recovery's a little bit slow from others that I've had, but you can't complain about it. If you need a detector, just throw in the back of your car and take out there. You're going to hit, a lot of targets, and with a stock coil and everything.